let's talk about leash extenders. I recently got 2 different kinds of leash extenders. I'm going to break down the differences between the two, and we're going to talk about how I'm going to use them and how you can use these as well. Now, my main intention when I got these was to extend my dual hands-free dog leash. So you've seen me talk about my hands-free dog leash before. It wraps around my waist, has a little bit of a lead, and then it is attached to a coupler with 2 leashes so that my dogs do not tangle. It's a no-tangle leash. So that is going to allow them to be attached to me in a hands-free capacity. But the problem is they only have this much space between each other. Like, this is where it attaches. This is how much of a lead they have attached to each other, and I don't like that. They do not have much space on this. It is not great if one of them has to stop to take a potty break and the other just jerks on them because they were going and they didn't realize the other one stopped. If they go around behind me because they're puppies and they're still learning and they like trip me with it, it's harder to get my legs over and around this without tangling us up. So it's hard to function this way. I love that it has the padded traffic handle here, but it's just not long enough to be functional. So I got these to go with that, to extend that. I also have the intention of using this in my car with my dog's seatbelts. Now I have 2 different cars, different seatbelts in each car because the cars are designed differently. So some of them hook over the headrest, some of them are attached to the little, like they're meant for car seats to be attached to them in the back, little clippy things. And then I also have the kind that clip into the seatbelt. That's just not very functional for my cars. And so everything's great in the one car. In the other car, the leash is just a little bit too short for my tiny dog, and it kind of like really restricts her. So I actually have 2 leashes connected together, or 2 seatbelts connected together, and she can function better, but now it's a ton of extra room. And sometimes, or I guess they haven't done it in a long time, but my puppies used to kind of chew on them. So now that we've learned not to do that, it's not as much of a problem, but it's just not functional. And so I got these because I knew I could use those in both of those ways. I can also use this to extend a normal leash. There's lots of other creative ways you can be using these. If you want to talk about those, go ahead and drop that down below and we'll work on that. But all I have to do is now with the coupler on my hands-free leash, all I have to do is attach it to the D-ring down here. And now I've got twice the space for them to be attached to each other without causing issues. So now they have more space to run, which is really good. Now, the shorter version might be better if you're like walking in a park and your dogs are really good about walking right next to you. But if you want to let your dogs explore, if you are at the beach and you're playing and you're running and they're seeing all the things, one of them likes to chase foam and one of them likes to walk with you and one of them likes to see the water and one of them doesn't. More space is usually going to be helpful in a lot of those situations. So you attach it to this, and now you've got more space for both of those dogs, and it's just more functional all around. So what are the differences between them? They're actually fairly similar. So let me hold these up. We've got the 2 different kinds of leashes here. So you can see we've got 1 and 2. So this one will be the first one. This will be the second one. The first one has the yellow tag on it and is shorter. So let me hold this up. You can see it is definitely a little bit shorter. They do have different ends on them. So the D-rings are the same, but the clips on them are going to be a little bit different. So you can see this is more of like the traditional. This is a little bit more, it feels a little more heavy duty, but they both function pretty well and both of them move pretty easily. This one's a little bit wider. This one's a little bit thinner. Both of them swivel, so you don't have to worry about that. And the only other difference then is how much they are going to have that bungee, because both of these are bungees. So this one, the longer one, option 2, has a bit more resistance. It is definitely tougher with that bungee. It might be good for a stronger dog. This one is definitely not as heavy duty. It is not, I mean, it's heavy duty. It doesn't require as much. It stretches a lot easier. So if I'm going to be doing this, ooh, you can see how that, one of them's a workout. If you need a resistance band, I recommend number 2. My gosh. But this is going to be really nice for you then to have options. One is going to be a lot easier, maybe for smaller dogs. It doesn't require as much to bungee. This one is a little bit tougher. Maybe it's going to be better for the bigger dogs. And also it's longer, so that might be more conducive to bigger dogs as well. Either way, these are both really great options. They come in packs of 2. So I got these for both of my dogs to make sure that I had enough, or do they? Well, now I don't remember. I'll link them down below for you. I might have had to outright buy multiple. I think one of them came in a pack, one of them didn't. I don't remember. I did a lot of shopping. But these are really, really helpful for what you are doing. And so for me, I am going to leave them permanently attached to my hands-free leash, and then I'm going to have one inside of the car for the dog's leash, the little dog's leash. And then the other one is just going to be an extra that I'm going to carry in my dog pack with me should I ever need to extend a leash or do something with something. I will have it there. It is ready to go. I have that extra so that I am able to use that when I am going to need to. So these are really helpful, again, to extend leashes, to extend those dual dog hands-free leashes. And the only downside to this, I should say, is when you attach it to your lead for that dual leash, it does not have a padded traffic handle. So now I went from having a traffic handle right next to the dog to a little bit of a distance from the dog. So just be mindful of how your dog behaves, and if you're going to need to grab that up close, it also might be helpful to have a harness with a handle on it that you can grab right a hold of. I moved it, but I just got on my Black Friday what we got video, I talked about a harness that has a handle on top, which is going to be really great for controlling dogs if you need to. So if you need something like that, put that on the harness if you need that extender to give them a little more space to work with. Let me know what dog products you want me to test out for you. We're going to let you know what's worth it and what is not. I would say with these, both of them are worth it. Whichever one you feel more comfortable with, having more or less bungee, having a little more length or a little less length, both of these are the same quality. I would not say one is superior to the other. I'm comfortable with both. I recommend both to everyone, and I have and will be using both of these for me and would buy both of these again. So questions on any products you need us to try out in the future, go ahead and let us know and follow along for more daily tips on how to be thriving in your pet parent life and living your best life with your pup. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.